Hello guys, it's Sty, and we're going to go over my Mosquito ground attack setup. Now this kind of does apply to Scythes and also Reavers, but you know, their ground attack rockets have got slightly different names. But just for the sake of this, I'm going to show you the Mosquito. But as I say, this does apply to the other craft. So the very first thing I can say really is spawn as the engineer, because if you get damaged, this means you can land your craft and use this snazzy little tool to fix it, because it is terrible when you take off, take loads of damage, and you've got no way of repairing yourself, and then you die, or God forbid you burn out. That's even worse, although you can get a fire suppression system to stop that. However, let's have a look at how I'm actually setting up my Mosquito. So that's my lovely Mosquito with its crazy decals and mad Alpha Squad camouflage, good lord. So the primary weapon I've got is a needler. Now, the reason why I've got the needler is because it's kind of okay at all rolls. It's okay for ground targets, it's okay for air, and it's okay for killing infantry. Although I wouldn't really advise shooting infantry with it, because that's like it requires quite a lot of accuracy. But it's kind of it's the all-round gun. It's okay. It's not specialised in anti-air, you know, or anti-infantry or whatever. It's sort of, yeah. So at the moment, I'm kind of happy using that weapon. In this is the standard weapon you get anyway on the Mosquito. This isn't unlocked, this is just what you get anyway. But there you go, have a needler or something like that. So this, well, these are the attachments I've got. So I've only got the zoom attachment, so this allows me, well, it gives me a 1.25 optical zoom, which kind of does help me pick out targets and things like that. I do tend to use it as I'm flying, but I'll show you that a bit later on. The other things I've got, well, let's go over utility first. So decoy flares. Now, decoy flares, they stop lock-on or remove lock-on. This is probably the #1 cause of aircraft being shot down. Heavy assault can have air-to-air rocket launcher, like a Stinger missile launcher almost. There are loads of them, loads and loads and loads. So if you're getting lock-on, you can pop your flares and it gives you a chance to get out of the way. These are invaluable. These are, as you can see, I've only got mine at level 1. I need to work on upgrading them more, but even so, at level 1, they're quite good. I would highly recommend getting the flares. In my defense slot, I've got the composite armor. Now, I just unequipped it. So I've got the composite armor. Now this reduces damage taken from flak by 10% and infantry small arms fire by 20%. It does get more the more points you put into it, but mine's only level 1. Now the reason I've got this is so I take less damage from flak, because AA flak maxes are absolutely terrible when they've got the bursters on. Same for the base defenses or the Sky Guard lightning tanks. They do a lot of damage, and infantry tend to shoot at you as well, so every little bit helps. The ESFs, or the Empire-specific fighters, of which the Mosquito is the Terran Republic's version, they are kind of weak, like flimsy. It doesn't really take that much to take them down. So anything you can do to give yourself a bit of extra health, I'm all game for that, or protection. Now, for the airframe, I've gone for the dogfighting airframe. Now, the reason why I've gone for this instead of the vertical lift-off frame, which gives you more vertical thrust and vertical stability so you can hover as you're firing your rockets, is because I find it's easier to come round for another attack. And also, when you're getting harassed by other aircraft in the air, you can sort of deal with them a lot easier because you're way more manoeuvrable. You can turn a lot better. Again, this is only level 1 I've got, but it makes quite a big improvement even at level 1. Now, for my Hellfire rocket pods, now these are what you use to destroy. They absolutely decimate ground targets, tanks, infantry, base turrets. They absolutely smash them. But what I would say is, though, there's 2 completely essential upgrades you need for this. Now, infrared optics, this is invaluable. The reason I've got infrared optics on is if I destroy a vehicle or I approach a deployed Sunderer, it's mainly if I destroy a vehicle, but you can also use it for target acquisition, but I'll show you that in a second. Through the smoke, it's kind of hard to identify infantry, but if you turn on the infrared, well, they emit heat, don't they? So they just shine up like little targets, and it's quite easy to destroy stuff. And also, in the heat of a battle, you can use it, as I say, for target acquisition. You know, stuff really stands out. I would say get the infrared optics, not the thermal optics, infrared, because infrared's cheaper. And as far as I'm aware, kind of does the same job. But definitely it's a step in the right direction. The other thing you need for the Hellfire rocket pods, and again for the other Empire equivalent ground assault weapons for the ESF, is ammo. They have no ammo. As you can see, I've got ammo capacity 3 on mine, so I've got 56 rockets. Because if I didn't have that, I'm basically reloading every few attacks, and that's it gets a bit tiresome. So the more rockets, the more killing you're going to do, good lord. So let's jump into some action, and I'll try and explain what the hell the sort of methods I use. Okay, so we've spawned our Mosquito and we've taken off. The first thing we need to do is work out where the hell we're going. So I've quickly brought up the map and I've dropped down a waypoint. This is so I've got something to aim for. Because believe it or not, you can get kind of disorientated as you're flying around all over the place. So You can see there the big blue waypoint in front of my face. There we go. Now you'll notice I've made the minimap larger. Now what I've done is I've pressed H on the keyboard. This opens the minimap up. Now the reason I've done this is so I can see incoming enemy aircraft. This is great, this is, and I don't think many people actually realise how powerful this is. You can also identify ground targets as well, but it really shows up enemy aircraft, especially when they get, well, they need to be spotted by your allies. But it's like, I think one of the most underused things maybe. Now I was just chasing that scythe and I broke off. Now the reason why I broke off is because I do not know what's over there, and a lot of the time, or a lot of my earlier deaths in my Mosquito, or even my Scythe or my Reaver, were a result of that getting a bit of the bloodlust going in all crazy. Okay, so I found some, I think these are Vanu. Yeah, Vanu to murder. You can see I've just turned on the infrared scope and how it showed up. I'll actually turn back around and do it again. There we go. So we've got it up again. Now you can see how the targets, the enemies, they absolutely light up, and it's so easy to target them. I know it's not difficult to target them without the infrared, but it makes quite a big difference, and especially if you destroy a vehicle and you've got the smoke. Sometimes you don't always kill the guy inside the vehicle. He tends to jump out, or she tends to jump out. You can just turn back around and boom. Now the speed at which I'm turning round is as a result, well, it's completely a direct result of my airframe, because I've got the dogfighting airframe on, which you might be saying, well, hey Stylosa, you're not exactly dogfighting, you're just ground pounding. Well, yeah, but this allows me to get back onto my targets really quick. So what I'm doing now is just quickly scanning around the base to see if there's any kind of sunderers or anything like that set up. And you'll notice there isn't much range on the thermal optics. It would be OP as hell if it had massive range, but the range is good enough, especially when you're bearing down on your target and dive bombing. Essentially, like it really makes a difference. Always take the chance to reload. If you get given the chance, do it, because you will probably run out of rockets at the most crucial time. And always be the engineer, as I said earlier, because you can repair yourself. And you can really slam the Mosquito into the ground, and the same goes for any of the ESF fighters. Well, Empire-specific fighters, ESF fighter sounds. That doesn't work. ESF. ESF, so there we go. They can take quite a beating if you just slam them into the deck. So this lightning tank, it's an easy kill really, because, okay, I'm taking a bit of damage, but not much. Mainly small arms fire. I've got my composite armour, that's helping me deal with that. It's all fine. I can quickly turn around again because I'm highly agile, and come back down again and finish off the tank. Oh yeah. You see, it's not particularly difficult. It's just about, you know, kind of using what you've got available, I think. I mean, you do need a little bit of skill to be able to fly the, you know, the Mosquito to some extent. So that there is a Sunderer. Now these are absolutely awesome point farms. Now, if people are spawning all over a Sunderer and you use your infrared vision, you'll pick them up. They'll just absolutely glow like little Christmas trees. And you can really abuse that and take advantage of it and completely wipe out all the infantry. I mean, I say it's a point farm. Okay, you're going to get a lot of points for it, but, you know, the Sunderer still needs to be destroyed. You can't just leave it there. Unfortunately, that Sunderer didn't seem to have many guys around it, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm getting harassed by a Scythe. Again, because of my dog frame. That sounds right. Because of my dogfighting frame, I'm very agile. So it was quite easy for me to kind of break out of that and chase this guy down. And, you know, pick up the easy kill. I was kind of a bit cheeky there, because I've chased the Scythe after the kill, knowing I'm going to get the kill. And I was being chased by another Scythe there. I don't know where he went. I was kind of lucky he broke off. I also would have had to start doing all kinds of crazy maneuvers to try and break him off me.
Generator compromised.
So again, like, I've got the chance to reload, you know, and fix up your Mosquito or your Scythe or your Reaver or whatever the hell you're flying. It really is essential to be the engineer. I mean, if you're flying around as any other class, the only other class I could probably see worth using would be light assault, and that's if you're going to ditch the Mosquito or you're not that good and you're going to constantly keep crashing and you don't want to keep dying. I don't know. I mean, I would say in almost every single case plays the engineer. Another thing I've quickly done as well is change my beacon so it's over the area where I know the enemy is. Again, this is just to help me with orientation. But you'll notice the enemy popping up on the map because I've made it a bit larger. It's easier to pick up what's going on. I mean, and again, an easy kill there on the Mag Rider. It's not really that difficult. I think if you just well, if you follow this guide, you'll be well on the way to absolutely smashing mag riders, infantry, and people. They'll not be very happy. In fact, I think they'll be cursing under the breath. God damn it! Or something like that. But unfortunately, we're not all that good. We tend to crash sometimes. Oh dear, I hope that helped anyway, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. Thumbs up and all the rest of it, and I'll catch you next time. Toodaloo.